What's up, guys? You are in the 5280 zone with Joe Pro and Vic Locke. We are missing Cruz G and Tokyo 5-star Matt this evening. Tokyo will be joining us here in a little bit. He had some things that needed to be taken care of to start off, and he's going to be joining us here in just a few minutes. But for the rest of you all joining and tuning in, we got a couple of viewers right now. Really excited to be back. We took a week off last week. We had a bunch of different things going on, all in our personal lives, and this is a very exciting and fun hobby for us to do, and we definitely are committed to it. So don't say, they're not committed because they couldn't make their timelines or whatever the case is. Hey, we live our lives too. We all have jobs, unfortunately. I wish this was my job, a full-time job, making buco bucks or something like that. But hey, we're not quite there yet. So we need your all support to get to that level. So keep liking, keep subscribing, keep making sure you share our posts, share our videos, and getting the word out about us here in the 5280 zone. And we got Matt joining us now. He just came in. Hey, Matt, what's up? Tokyo.
What's up, man?
Welcome.
Wait, you just caught us. So we just started. You ain't missed nothing yet. Hey, you look like you got a fresh cut over there.
You said what?
I said you look like you got a fresh cut. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too shabby.
It's been a while, I got it on that Friday, it kind of grew out, but I got that fresh chop, man.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so like I said, it's not that we're not committed. We have lives too, so sometimes things come up and we weren't able to do the show, but that's all right. We're back this week and we're really excited about all the different things we're going to be talking about this week. Our producer was unavailable this week. So Cruz G, the producer, the man, the myth, the legend, Cruz, he was unfortunately unable to do any of the producing. So I'll talk to JC later and get on him about that and have him add all the subtitles and take care of that stuff for next week's show. But so this week, we got some different things going on all around the sports world. So it's not going to be just Denver based this week because all the different headlines going on around the NFL, the Olympics, all the kinds of we have all kinds of craziness going on right now. The NCAAs. We have a really exciting show for you all this week, and look forward to talking with you all. But we're going to go ahead and give a shout out to our couple of our sponsors this week. Stoked D Fire, your barbecue expert since 2020. They're the barbecue superstore out in Loveland. Please be sure to check them out and be sure to check them out on the 24th of July because that is when the rest of the Rocky Mountain Sports Report personnel will be out there doing their thing, doing meet and greet, meeting with all of you. And, hopefully one of us from the 5280 zone will be able to make it out there as well. We're in the talks about that and trying to figure that out as well. And another sponsor that we want to thank and show some love to is Chavez Customs LLC. Their phone number is right there, 720-280-0064. You can also follow them at Trina Chavez on all of your major social media platforms. They are going to be doing all of the new custom work for all of the different Rocky Mountain Sports Report shows. So we were going through that other company. Now we're going through the Chavez Customs, and Chavez Customs has a lot of different options that the other company was not able to provide to us. And so we are really excited about being able to work with them. And you're going to be seeing some new stuff with us in the future, some backdrops and some we're going to be having like coffee mugs available and t-shirts and all that good stuff. So I'm going to be working with Matt Stefero on getting all of that stuff set up for us and get sent out to us. And then you can contact us or contact Matt or whoever to get your all's 5280 zone merch. And, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. We had some creative differences with the other company, so we weren't able to get the stuff that we wanted. And so we're excited to work with Chavez Customs and get them started with us and get in the right merch for us. So let's just jump right into this. Some of the big one of the big topics this week was Sha'Carri Richardson and the 2021 Olympics and her 30-day ban from being able to compete. All right. She has a 30-day ban from being able to compete for using marijuana. All right. And so, me and Vic were talking about this a little bit prior to the show and getting in there. Hey, what's up, guys? Tokyo is there, mini Tokyo. So they have a 30-day ban out on her right now because of her using cannabis or marijuana prior to the last time trials for the 100 meters. So Vicky, I think you had some more information on it. So walk us through that. See, tell me what's going on with that. I want to hear what the more specifics. Like I said, I know you have some specifics on it. So let me hear what you got.
Right. Yeah. So first off, welcome everybody. Sha'Carri Richardson. A little bit of background around her. 2019 NCAA record breaker, recording a 100 meter in 10.75 seconds. Only to shatter that again. 2021 personal best 10.72. What happened earlier this past well, I guess not this month, but in June, she recorded a 10.86, number one overall at her trial. Yeah. Now, this news comes out. She suffered a loss in her family. She got that call. I guess it wasn't anybody that she personally knew as far as who gave her that call. But it's a lot. It's already stressful enough when you're going to these trials and stuff like that. You're already overcome with emotions, and she lost her mom, and I'm sure just like anybody here, anybody in the world, you can kind of feel like, man, like that's not something simple. That's not something you'd wish on anybody, and that's a lot of pain.
Yeah, definitely not.
And she definitely put it in one of her statements. Don't judge me. I'm human too, just like you. I just run a little bit faster, right?
Yeah.
And the thing with these substance, what they call substance abuse or substance use legislation, right? When they're looking at these punishments, it can be anywhere from 30 days to 2 years. So the fact that it's only a 30-day ban, yes, that takes her out of contention for what is her race, the 100 meter individually, but potentially coming off, possibly looking at August timeframe, early August, which does still leave her eligible. Not sure what the committee decided on for the 4x100 meter relay. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so this is kind of where I'm at with it. As much as we want the Olympic medalists to go out there, or the U.S. Athletes to go out there and medal and do all their great things. Look, it's really, really super unfortunate about Sha'Carri Richardson and her. It's really unfortunate to hear about what Sha'Carri was going through. That's a tragic thing, and exactly what you said there, Vic. Nobody is telling her to not to grieve or go through any of that process. And I couldn't imagine what she's going through. I mean, losing your mom, that's awful. That's one of the most terrible things that could happen to any single person. Mm-hmm. And like, her making a poor decision in, smoking marijuana prior to, or to help her cope with the loss, that hey, like she said, she's human. But rules are rules. I'm not here to judge her. I'm not here to tell her that she shouldn't have done this, that, the other. But the Olympic Committee set out these rules. They put it out there. Yes, it's not a performance enhancing drug, so I got it. Don't come at me with the comments, and don't come at me with these statements that I'm judging her or any of that stuff. I'm not judging her. I don't. She made her decision, but she made that bed. Now she has to lie in it. You know what I mean? The rules are the rules, and it's as unfortunate as it's a big loss for Team USA. It's a big loss for her as an individual, and she is going to be the one that suffers the consequences of this, and Team USA is going to be the ones that suffer the consequences. She could be the fastest woman alive, but at the end of the day, if you're not following the rules, that's the whole point of the rules, is you have to follow them to be an athlete and compete. Matt can't go flying down outside of the lines just because that's the fastest way to get down the field. That's it is what it is. And like I said, a very unfortunate situation, and I'm not taking anything away from her. And so we had another incident, in the past with Michael Phelps and him taking pokes from a bong. Now, nothing came of that as far as like him actually testing positive for anything that I can remember, at least. And if I'm wrong, please, shoot me a comment, shoot me a text, whatever. Tell me, hey, Joe Pro, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. All right. But there's videos of him, pictures of him, or whatever, taking or smoking from a bong, and why didn't he face the same backlash? No, I think he did, right?
Well, let me stop
he
you.
faced some punishment on that.
Let me stop you right there real quick. I gotta correct you. You said even before we get into this Michael Phelps of one of the fastest on record. She's the sixth fastest female sprinter ever, and she's only 21. Now, I'm not making excuses. I'm not saying what she did was right, and I think we can all agree it was a mistake made. And it was during a grieving process, and she probably could have reached out to somebody or done something different. But the fact is, she did what she did. But ultimately, what you do kind of have to look at and respect is the fact that she's not hiding from this, right? She's not hiding, saying, or denying the fact that she's done this. She's come out and explained her reasoning of why she tested positive. She's not trying to have it brushed under the rug. And yeah, she's going to face the consequences, but you got to give her the fact that she was mature enough to go ahead and understand these consequences and not make excuses. She's owning it as an athlete and as a full-grown adult.
Okay. I mean, so Matt, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that she should be able to compete, or do you think that she should be held accountable for her actions? I mean, like I said, the rules are the rules, as clear as day. But I've seen people, and I've taken some flack from it on Facebook this week of it's not a performance enhancing drug, so why does it matter?
It matters because, well, for one, I think she should participate, obviously. And another thing is that
you're saying right now that she should compete.
She should compete, and the reason being is that the people that are really telling her she can't do it are the same people that are invested in marijuana and are probably smoking it. So as hypocritical as it may be, Shay say she cannot run because she tested positive. Okay. I guarantee you those people that have made the decision, half of them probably smoking marijuana themselves. So for them to be able to tell her what she can't do, because
but it's not against their rule. I mean, it's not against. I mean, look, if I went to work and I smoked pot, guess what? I lose my job. I can't work anymore. That's my rules. That's the rules I have to follow. It's her job. She's an athlete. She can't. I get it. Like I said, not a performance enhancing drug, but that was the rule.
Now, let me get to the grieving part. Part, yes. There's a lot of athletes that are smoking marijuana right now. A lot of them. All right. Sure. Insurmountable amount. So
the NFL made it, and the NFL is not testing for it anymore.
And they're not testing for it anymore. So I want to say, with how everything has been pretty much just swept under the rug, just because of how the coronavirus has been or how it hit people, with her situation is just completely different. I think it's kind of bull. I thought it was like, man, the world is just changing right now. I'm not I'm not an advocate for marijuana. I'm not. You know what she did. Yeah, being an athlete, you do have to take responsibility of those actions. And for me, I really want to see the girl run. I want to see the girl run. Trust me, I do. But you know, I have mixed feelings about this, and I'm gonna tell you, it's like, hey, she should run. She shouldn't run. And
No,
you
I
know,
would love to see her compete too. I'm not saying that I don't want to see her compete. I like Vic was saying, she is fast. She is fast, and she's going to do a great thing for Team USA if she's able to compete in the 4x1 by the time that starts.
Oh, right there, right there. What you just said to me is what makes perfect sense. Okay, she's already taken ownership of it. She's not hiding from it. She's being a responsible adult. You know, she knows what the rules are. Didn't follow the rules. You know, going towards Joseph. There's guidelines for a reason. I agree that she serves her ban, and
Yeah.
if eligible, then she still has a shot to represent Team USA. Right. When you're looking at it, it's not, you know, one of those, oh, it's not a performance enhancement drug. It's against the rules, like Joseph's saying. I think the judgment and punishment is suiting, and I think that she's handling it well. And if we're looking at Phelps, a lot of people want to compare this to Phelps, and I know we started to mention it, but what people don't look at is in 2008 Beijing Olympics, yes, Phelps got all those medals and everything, but that video didn't surface until 2009.
A year later.
6 months after the Olympics. And even then, his punishment was 3 months, no participating at all. He lost sponsorships. He lost fans. And, you know, I mean, you got to think, okay, you know,
he was supposed to be a role model.
Yeah, he's a role model, right? So that's 6 months after the fact, after the Olympics. Like he said, we don't know if he ever really tested positive. It was a video that surfaced. He still got banned for a substance, right? Because we don't know what was in the actual bond or not. 3 months of no participating, and then 5 months later, after those 3 months, that's when he did the 2009 World Championships. You know, because they gave him back his ability to compete. So even then, Phelps still had punishment. It's just for him. And I don't want to say he had control of the timing, but timing just kind of worked out for him in his favor because it was after the fact and enough time was in between his punishment being up, you know, released and you know, giving him back his participation in order for him to go ahead and jump into these championships. For her, it's not the same.
Yeah. Excuse me. No, I 100% agree on that. Like for him, timing definitely did work out. For her, it was an issue that, you know, hey, this is right before the Olympics. This is getting ready to go down. Luckily for her, she's serving a 30-day ban versus a 3-month ban. Hopefully she will be back in there for Team USA and everything else. But I mean, this kind of goes into everything else that we talk about and for the rest of the sports leagues, you know, the code of conduct for players and athletes, you know, and the rules that they have to follow. You know, you see other NFL players and NBA players and NHL and Major League Baseball players that they have their own set of rules that they have to follow by with what's in their contract or what is required of them as an athlete for whatever league they're playing in. And one of the things that we see a lot especially in the NFL, like the NFL gets held to the super high standard for athletes and all the different things that they have to abide by. But we run into issues where, you know, players get charged with something and maybe, you know, they weren't found guilty of anything, but they like Melvin Gordon, for example, right? Melvin Gordon was charged with a DUI and his case got dropped. Are we going to see a punishment with him because the case got dropped? You know, is it going to just be a slap on the wrist, a fine? He's violating an NFL code of conduct by being limelighted, and their rules on the code of conduct kind of thing is a little vague, and it's kind of up for interpretation. From what I can see, it's like, all right, some players are getting punished, some players aren't getting punished. You know, like that the Kansas City Chief player, Tyreek Hill, with him and his abuse case.
Yeah.
You know, nothing came of that. Nothing came of that at all. But So the NFL is really picky and choosy about who they're punishing and who they're not punishing. So I think this is a big thing or a big thing across the spectrum for all athletes, not just Sha'Carri Richardson and what she's going through right now. I think that all athletes should be held to the same standard. I get it. There's a big time difference between when Phelps went through his thing and when she's going through her thing now, and the circumstances are a little different. Richardson was grieving from her mom, and this is how she was coping, according to her. And for Michael Phelps, it was a video at a party of him smoking from a bong. So should these things be? We have a comment from a Facebook user here saying that every incident should be judged on a case-by-case basis. I don't know about that. I don't know if it should be judged on a case-by-case basis, or is there a standard? And look, this is the standard. Meet the standard or don't. And now, should there be some gray area in there? Sure. Everything needs a gray area. Everything needs to be able to have a little bit of an adjustment here or there. Okay, these are the circumstances. Sure, we can judge things by a case-by-case basis, but at the same time, it's like, all right, if you're within this time frame, you're going to get punished. If you're outside of that time frame, okay, maybe we won't punish you because of this, that, the other. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not considered an Olympic athlete at this time because you ran your trials and you're on the team or whatever. I don't know exactly where I'm trying to go with this, but I'm just saying that, so the hate that people have been getting because they're saying, well, rules, and well, it wasn't a performance enhancing drug. I get it. I got it. Let's either make it legal across the world. I don't know. You know what I mean? For athletes to be able to compete and do whatever they need to do, because it isn't affecting their performance. It's not enhancing it for sure. It's not like she's injecting steroids into her freaking runner legs.
Like the Yankees.
To make them massive, she smoked marijuana to take the edge off of the pain that she was feeling at the time. And like I said, for me, my job, I can't smoke. And if I do, I get fired. That's what it comes down to. This is her job. She is an athlete. This is her job to go run really fast for 100 meters. And hey, this is your rule. Follow it. If you don't follow it, you're gonna get punished. She's getting a 30-day ban. She's not going to be able to compete in her own individual event. And, really unfortunate for Team USA and really unfortunate for Sha'Carri. Big shout out to her and her mother, the passing of her mother. My thoughts and prayers go out to you, Sha'Carri. So I hope that, you can go out there and still compete in the 4x1 and be able to come back from that. But, we're going to roll right into. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say before we switch topics real quick, I just want to do a quick little shout out. I don't know who all's watching. Sarah High School alumni. We actually had a guy represent at the trials and actually podium. This guy took third overall 20K race walk. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen these guys. Some of these guys walk 10 times faster than half people can run. This is Emmanuel Corvera. This isn't his first trial, but this is his second Olympic trial, actually placed in third. And due to COVID, a lot of stuff switched around, a lot of races not made eligible, to hit that A standard. And unfortunately, I don't believe anybody qualified USA wise, but this guy's top tier, man. I mean, he's probably around 80 ranked somewhere around in the whole world. And that's just that's outstanding. That's something that I couldn't even imagine being in. And this is compared to, not only just hitting the standard, but I guess what the regulation is, you have to be top 60 within points. And I'm not sure how their point schedule works, but just quick shout out to Emmanuel Corvera. I mean, his work is definitely acknowledged. The guy's a hard worker, grinder. I've known him since high school, college, and just big congratulations to you. And
shout out to the big homie.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's already back home and already working again. So
that's great.
It's just a great accomplishment.
The reason why Vic is bringing him up and why it's such a big deal is because me and Vic actually went to high school with Emmanuel. And And so that's why it's such a big deal. That's really awesome that Emmanuel went out there and did his thing. I'm really happy for him. Really proud of him. And representing our high school, Sarah High School out in San Diego, California, really well. So big shout out to him, Emmanuel. Keep doing great things. Do a good job. And hopefully you're even more prepared for the next go around. I'm excited to hear how that turns out. All right, so we're gonna keep rolling with the show and more standards based kind of stuff. All right, so let's talk about Reggie Bush and the NCAA's and what the new Supreme Court ruling was on athletes being able to make some money. All right, at college athletes being able to make some money, and so this is kind of where I'm gonna look like a hypocrite. I'm gonna let y'all know now. Reggie Bush, I'm gonna come out and say it right off the bat so everybody knows. Reggie Bush, I think his record should be reinstated, and I think that he should get his Heisman Trophy back 100%. So again, rules are rules. I'm a stickler for it. All right, it is what it is. And this is why, like I said, this is why I look like a hypocrite. It is. I can't get around it. But Reggie Bush, the things that he did that year, were like no other. All right, there's nothing that we can say that he didn't do anything with performance-enhancing drugs. He got his family taken care of, is what it came down to. He got his family taken care of, and so it had nothing to do with the athletics. It had nothing to do with his body. It had his family. He was trying to take care of his family when his family didn't have a lot. So should his records being reinstated? I think so. What are you thinking, Matt? I know you got a lot to say on this. Matt always has things to say. And you know what? A little quick thing for us again. Me and Vic I was a freshman, and I think Vic was a freshman sophomore when Reggie Bush actually played at a rival high school from us. And so we got to see him in high school. We got to see Reggie Bush play in high school. Him and Alex Smith. I was like in 8th grade when Alex was playing because Alex was a year ahead of Reggie. And they went to high school at Helix High School right down the road from us in San Diego. And we actually got to see them play in high school. And those dudes are amazing athletes. Actually, I played against a couple NFL players in high school when I played football. So Dylan Baxter, he came out. He played for Mission Bay High School. Everybody knows Dylan Baxter because of all the craziness that he did all over the world and doing all the kind of craziness. And then we also played with Brennan Clay, who went to Stanford. Oklahoma. Played for Oklahoma, was a starter for them. He ended up getting drafted by the Broncos, and so it was really cool for me. He played for Scripps Ranch High School, and then went and played out for Oklahoma, and then played for the Broncos. He got drafted by the Broncos and played. He didn't make the team.
He played 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, he played well. He ended up going down and playing, I believe, for like the Texans or the Cowboys or something, or it was the Cowboys because him and Ezekiel Elliott had some stuff that showed up on ESPN, and so I think that was kind of an interesting thing that that I played with some of these individuals. It's kind of cool for me for sure. But let's go back to Reggie Bush. Matt, go ahead. Give me your thoughts on this.
Oh well, Reggie. Oh man, like you were saying, I mean, I remember watching Reggie, back. I think it was Joe. Me and you were at Wagenheim, I know, for a period of time, and I remember asking a person about. This is when I didn't know who Reggie Bush was before, and I'm walking around, and they're like in a little clique or whatever, and they're like, "Yeah, man, Reggie." I'm like, "Who's Reggie?" But they're like, "You don't know who Reggie is." And he slapped me upside the head and everything. And next thing you know, I had to go see who Reggie Bush was. And that being said, Reggie, what he did, with USC, I just can't take it away. I mean, I know what he did to get his family fed, to get his family some type of security, just because, the times were hard. Us as athletes, being in college, it's going to be hard to get money and get means. So
yeah, I mean, you have the scholarships. You have the scholarships there to pay for your education, take care of your room and board, make sure you're eating, because I mean you're getting taken care of. But what about your family? Your family's still struggling. They're not getting taken care of, and if they're working 3 jobs to just make ends meet, that's kind of the situation it sounded like his family was in.
And it is almost to the point to where, Reggie was like, "This is where I have to strike when iron's hot." And if they had to cover it up with a rug, that's unfortunately, that's something I probably wouldn't have not done. But if your back is against the wall and you need some type of money, then who's to say? Y'all, nobody knows what he was going through at that point in time.
No.
You don't know what he's going through. You don't know what his parents, mortgage, whatever. You don't know. So, I had to do, stuff, when I was in school. I know I was working a little part-time job when I was, walking on the University of Memphis. I had my first child, and me and my wife, we were already, kind of struggling, and I'm just, trying to get this dream going, and I had to work at the same time. So
Yep.
it's things that we have to do as men, and we have to do as a duty to serve our family, make sure that they're okay in the long run. And those are sacrifices we are willing to make for our family.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why I'm so torn on the whole Sha'Carri Richardson thing too. And I'm gonna kind of go back and forth here for a second, guys. I apologize. I know we rolled right into the next segment, but with like Sha'Carri Richardson, like the Facebook you just said, we should judge every incident by on a case by case basis. I get it, and that's why I feel for her. I feel what is going on in her life, and she's struggling, and she made a bad decision, But I don't know. It's a. And
unfortunately, you said the standard, man. Unfortunately, you said there was like a standard.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Reggie Bush will get his trophy back. I don't think his records are going to get reinstated unless something huge happens. They're not backdating this judgment. This judgment's not like going back to the time where Reggie's running. This judgment is from going forward for all the current athletes.
Of course.
So that's why I'm saying do I want him to get it? Sure. But is it going to happen? No, it's not. He's not going to go back. He's not going to be able to. More than likely. I don't know. I can't. I'm not the future. I'm not being able to read the future or anything like that. And we've seen that time and time again. When I predicted the Nuggets in 6 against the Suns, and look now, the Suns are in the finals. Hey, shout out to Chris Paul. That dude is killing it.
You better think Devin Booker, son. Come on now.
Look, I'm not a Devin Booker fan. Like, Devin Booker's good. All right, fine. I'll give that to him. But hey, Chris Paul is the leadership that they needed on the team. Anyways, moving on. So do I think Reggie will get his records back? Do I think that he'll maybe he'll get his records back because maybe USC will reinstate those records. But as far as getting his Heisman back, I don't think the NCAA is going to give him his Heisman back. And then NCAA records, I don't think he's going to get back. So Reggie Bush released a statement this week. Him and his lawyer released a statement saying that he's been trying to contact the NCAA and this, that, the other, and they're not returning his calls. And hey, look, they're same thing that I've been saying this whole time. Rules are rules. He broke the rules when that happened. So when that whole thing was going down. So is he going to get it back? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so until there's some giant public outcry that he's supposed to get his stuff back. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think what he did already speaks for itself, and
it already does.
They're not going to backdate stuff, and I mean, look at where his life's gone now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. We saw it. Hey, he won a Super Bowl, and that's it.
We know about Reggie. We know
Reggie. We know you. We saw what happened. All right. And so, is it going to happen? I don't think so. Hey, Reggie, live your life. Stop worrying about the NCAA. Yeah, it would be nice to have a Heisman Trophy up in your trophy case, but you won the trophy. Nobody else has that trophy. So hey, good on you, Reggie.
You're all right.
All right. So hey, let's talk some more NFL talk. We got a lot of stuff on the NFL agenda right now. All right. So Madden. Let's talk about Madden for a second. Madden has not been. Hey, so another Facebook user. Hold on, we'll back backtrack just 1 second because this Facebook user comment came in. It says the public outcry is happening, and I'm trying to show it. Hold on, guys. Oh, the public outcry is happening. That's why college athletes are being able to make that money now. I agree that the public outcry has happened, sure, but I'm saying the public outcry specifically for Reggie Bush. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that I don't think that he's going to get his piece, his piece of the pie.
I think with the different type of there it's a different thing with the athletes right now, because some of them need that money for family and friends to fly out to their respective colleges. There's guys that leave from Florida to go to Oregon. There's guys that leave from Arizona to go to Alabama. They
get stuck at their college. They're not being able to go home during the summer. They're not being able to go home during the breaks, stuff like that. Like some of these athletes are in tight predicaments because they're not coming from money. They've worked their butts off to get into college and be an athlete, but it doesn't mean they came from money. It doesn't mean anything. That means they ran fast, they catch the ball well, or whatever the case is.
Or they kick the ball. You know what? I just thought about
kickers too.
There's a guy, UCF, actually told him, destroying. They said, he started doing his YouTube stuff, started doing vlogging, taking people around, giving them like a life inside of the college, inside of his team, what they do on a daily basis. This guy started making money off of this, and UCF was like, hey man, figure it out. He's like, you got to pick either this YouTube or you pick your eligibility. And they gave him 2 days to pack all of his stuff, get out. Yeah.
And okay, so another comment here, they're saying that cases have been rescinded. Cases when punishments have been rescinded. Hey, there has been. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm not saying that it's not happening. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that that the NCAA is going to really have to take a hard look at which cases they're rescinding, which cases they're not, and which ones they're hold strong to. And I don't think the NCAA is gonna. From what I have seen with the NCAA, look, they're already getting slapped in the face by the Supreme Court by not being having to allow these athletes to make money. That takes money out of the NCAA committee's pockets right there. Those guys that are making buco bucks, they're losing money and now having to pay athletes or allow athletes to make money that they can't make. Because now, hey, I want a number 5 Reggie Bush jersey. Guess what? That Reggie Bush jersey that was going only to USC. Now, hey, Reggie's going to get his piece from the USC jersey saying, hey, look, that number 5 belonged to me at that time. That's who they're buying it from. I want my piece. And so, sure, the cases have been rescinded, but I think the NCAA will hold strong. And we got another comment here from Crystal Lynn. Crystal Lynn says Eddie Wirtz. So I'm assuming that's another athlete that one of his cases got rescinded. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know who that is. Do you guys know who that is by chance?
Man, sound like a made up name.
I don't know who it is off the top of my head. And Crystal, thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. But we appreciate you. But yeah, no, I'm not familiar enough.
I didn't know who Eddie Wirtz is, but thank you. We'll have to look him up.
Yeah, definitely have to look him up. Maybe we'll have a whole segment on Eddie Wirtz next week. All right, rolling to the next topic. We'll go back to Madden. All right, we'll stop talking about Reggie Bush and standards and stuff right now. We're going to talk about Madden. All right, Madden has sucked for the last couple of years. Madden has sucked for the last couple of years, and you know what? You can yell at me all day long on Facebook or whatever you want to do. Look, I have a different take this week. This is not the Joe Pro that you get every week. The Joe Pro that you get every week is the Joe Pro that's like very cordial. Hey, Vic, talk about this. Hey, Tokyo, talk about this. We're going to go down the line, go around the mountain, and try to figure things out. No, I'm telling you right now, Madden sucks. You can hear from me here first. It has sucked for years. NFL 2K was a much better game. There's nothing. Nobody is going to argue with me on this. Whoa. NFL 2K was a better game. 2K5, the best 2K game there was. All right. So, hit me with it, Matt. Tell me, what do you think this about Madden? Just give me your first takes on Madden over the last, let's say 3 years.
Madden has been has been spectacular for me. I
Oh
haven't.
my God, get out of
Let
here!
me-
No,
let me-
you're
let
lying.
me-
You're lying to yourself.
Listen, come on, come on now.
Once they came out with that Madden Ultimate Team, it's garbage.
Oh my God. Okay,
I
listen.
hate
I
the
have
Madden
not
Ultimate Team.
Okay, I haven't played this year. Okay, I didn't play.
Well, no, it hasn't come out yet.
I mean, not the 2021 with Lamar Jackson. Excuse me.
Okay,
I haven't played that one. The one with is it Pat Mahomes on it? I believe.
Yep.
That's the newest one that's getting ready to come out.
Okay,
well, the newest one has Pat and Tom Brady on.
Yeah, and Tom Brady.
Is that like?
Okay, I'm okay with Brady.
Like
I'm okay with Brady. Brady's the GOAT, whatever. But so much hype on Mahomes. He's a great player. I'm not gonna look. If you asked me a year ago, I was like, he's super overrated. I hate Pat Mahomes. Look, I still hate Pat Mahomes. Don't get me wrong. I hate Pat Mahomes, but he's a good player. He's a good player. I can't take that away from him. All right.
Listen,
all right, go ahead. I'm gonna stop.
Listen, I'm gonna go back to the. I'm gonna go to the Mahomes part, and then I'm gonna go back to the Madden part. Listen, I saw when Mahomes. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not overrated.
I'm not saying he's not. I said that a year ago.
Listen. I saw the game when he threw for 800 and something yards, and they lost to Oklahoma. They lost. This kid was out there.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe what the hell I was looking at. I thought Washington State was better at throwing. No, Texas Tech every year, because Mike Leach, he was from both programs, but Texas Tech kept that thing alive. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Patrick Mahomes, when he did that 800-yard game, they lost to Oklahoma. I was like, this dude's gonna be a complete steal. I don't care who you are.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, Matt.
He's going to throw for over 400 yards a game, 300 yards a game.
I'm going to tell you, it's college football, Matt. Anybody can do anything in college football. I'm just going to keep saying that to you. It's college football.
Well, I mean,
it's not the NFL.
They're not going to double what he did. They're not going to double what he did.
Okay. Yeah. Nobody will probably match that. Sure.
They're throwing for 400 yards averagely. This man doubled what they do on a daily basis in one night.
Okay, but I mean, you don't have superstars at every college. You have great athletes. I'm not saying that you don't have great athletes at every college, but you don't have superstars at every college. Okay, in the NFL, you have a superstar on every NFL team. You are going to play the best. The people that are getting paid
actually
millions of dollars. I was going to say billions. Collectively, sure, billions, but not millions of dollars every week. You're having people that are making millions of dollars competing. So yes, that's why I said I rescinded what I said. All right, Pat Mahomes, great quarterback. A couple years ago, if you would ask me, I said he was overrated. He is a great quarterback. I can't say anything about it. Okay, but is he going to become the GOAT? I can't say that he's going to become the GOAT right now. Look at what Brady's doing. Brady's 40-something years old and crushing it. I still hate Brady too. I mean, TB12. You know what? TB12. But that dude is an animal. Just like any of the greats when you're talking about it. Marino, he never won a Super Bowl. Okay. John Elway, Montana, Manning.
Do we need to go back to the game? Do we need to go back to the game when he whiffed against the Saints?
Okay.
Are you kidding me right now? That defense was. The defense had to hold him accountable. They said, Tom Brady, WTF. That's exactly what they said.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Tom Brady. Man, you're confusing me. You gotta tell me Tom Brady or Mahomes, because I'm getting confused.
Oh no, Tom Brady. Come on, Mahomes.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Tom Brady's the GOAT. He has more Super Bowl rings than any other franchise in the entire NFL. There's no question about it right now.
Talking about the rings. Hold on. Time out.
Okay.
Let's talk about the fucking rings. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Sorry, viewers.
Family friendly show. Yeah, there, Vic. Come on.
I get passionate. I don't like Brady, and here's my spiel. Looking at the rings, looking at Tom specifically, maybe one or two. Those are his that he won him, but you can't forget. Oh, let's not run it with Marshawn Lynch, Pick, Butler.
Okay,
that's the game winner.
Sure.
No, I'm not done, Joseph Pro. You like to talk. Let me talk.
Okay.
Okay, got it. Cool. Gostkowski, Vinatieri. Do those guys sound familiar? Those are kickers.
Oh,
the Millennium, the 2000, the freaking 2000 Super Bowl that was Adam Vinatieri.
Snap.
34 yard, 27 yard, 52 yard. Oh, I know Brady's not out there kicking those.
Snap.
Okay.
So
I'm not gonna argue with you on that because you're right. But who got them there through the season?
The running back,
Okay.
Marshall Falk, Danny Whitehead,
Falk.
Burkhead, whatever his name is.
Danny Woodhead.
Yeah, whatever. Those guys.
Never played for the
When
Patriots.
when you're talking,
you talking about Kevin Falk.
Shovel pass,
Kevin
shovel
Falk.
pass, handoff, shovel pass, Gronk.
Hey, okay, Gronk, that dude's an animal. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's the one guy I like. I like Gronk.
Gronk, that dude's crazy. All right. Okay, so let's get back to Madden. Madden cover this year. Not a Bronco, unfortunately. Hey, we didn't have very many great Broncos this last season. That's why we were in the top 10 for draft picks. So Bronco probably not going to be on the cover. That's okay. No Madden curse, even though Madden curse has been broken a couple times now. Hold on. We're gonna go back to this Tom Brady thing real quick because we got a Facebook user. Argument is the records before and after Tom Brady was on the team. All right. Hey, exactly.
Yo.
He's not an average guy.
All right, I gotta end it right there because we'll continue. All right, we got a couple more topics that we gotta get through, guys.
Well said.
Yeah. All right. So Madden home field advantage is being added. I'm excited about this. All right, this is going to be something interesting, and Denver has a huge thing that will be able to be home field advantage. Right? They're going to be competing with stamina on the home field advantage side for Denver. Now, I think that's a really cool feature. I think this is really cool. Okay. Look, as much as I said I hate Madden. Madden sucks over the last couple of years. Madden has some cool things that they have added, but it's not the greatest. 2K, like I said, 2K did it better. But the storyline about the individual player, I think that's kind of cool. I think how it kind of starts is kind of cool. Like, making your way, building your path, this, that, the other. But I really liked on 2K where you had like to do the litmus test and you had to do all of these things. And your agent was calling. You always had to answer your phone and your texts, and you had your trophy room and all that stuff. I thought that was really cool. Awesome. And then 2K went away, but 2K is coming back. There was a report a couple months ago that the NFL took away that exclusivity with EA, and so I'm excited to see 2K coming back, and they also got rid of, or they're also bringing NCAA back, and NCAA was a great game. NCAA was much better than any of the Madden games, so I'm excited to see that. Okay, not every game. I'm saying the last time the NCAA and Madden were both on the shelf. All right, that last double NCAA game was better that year than the Madden game, and it actually sold
14, I believe. Was it Madden 14?
Yeah, it was 14.
I think it was 14 was the last time NCAA came out. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but yeah, no, that was a good game, and I really liked the transition between NCAA and over to Madden. Like you could build your college player up and then move him into the NFL. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was a really neat, unique feature. So, but no, so home field advantage on Madden. What are y'all thinking? Tell me what you're thinking, Matt. I know you're a huge Madden player. I play Madden too. I'm a huge Madden player. I buy the sticky game every year, even though I don't like it. Like, I just don't like that there's nothing new about it. I'm buying the same game, but I want the new players. That's why I play it, even though I could probably just go in there and design all the new players. Me and Cruz did that one year. We sat there for like 4 days. Well, I think it was like the year that the Broncos drafted Paxton Lynch. We sat there for like 4 days and like built all the new players from like the top 30 picks that year. Just so that because we didn't have the new Madden yet. Did
you make Paxton a trash can?
No, I mean we made a big strong. We had hope that year. Okay,
don't look like that, man.
Every picture we got of him in a Broncos uniform, he's crying.
We ain't gonna do that. We squad up in M-Town. Don't do that.
Okay. Yeah, Tokyo played with Paxton. Tokyo played with Paxton. All right. Tokyo played for the University of Memphis. and he played with Paxton. All right, so we'll go ahead. All right, so Matt, like I said, you're the biggest Madden player here, probably. What are you thinking about the home field advantage? What do you think?
That's gonna be nice. I like the point you brought up with that stamina though. That's gonna be very interesting. Now that I think about it, if I got who you playing with, the Broncos, you got the Broncos, and I got, let's say, what team probably not gonna have, let's say Miami. Oh my God, they probably gonna be dead up there. The way they we don't know
two
the
different altitudes.
Yeah, two totally different altitudes. Obviously, they're at the bottom of the map, and they're just, I don't know, the being in the sun and everything. It's very interesting to see how this is going to happen. So with Madden being a new type of, a realistic type of, sweat and all that stuff, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be something interesting. I'm going to be ready to, purchase this thing and play you guys and probably beat your butts on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably end up buying the game too. I always do. I always get suckered into it. All right, but look, so besides the Broncos, what are some of the other home field advantages that you think that can be out there? So me and Vic were talking about this, and we said Seattle with the 12th man. So they're, maybe they have like big pressure plays. They're more successful, or they're the opposite team. The away team is less successful on big pressure plays because of how loud the 12th man. Look, I think we get louder in Denver for sure. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and say the 12th man is that their home field advantage. And Matt, enough with the lock flogging. Oh my goodness, give him a break. Let him. Hey, the lock flogger 2021 over here. And look at Matt over here, always with the stinky comments. All right, let's get back to this real quick before we get off topic. So, what do you think? What do you think of some of the other teams and their home field advantage?
Yo, what does the Raiders have? If the Raiders were still in Oakland,
the toilet bowl stadium, the stadium that looks like a toilet.
You can't tell me you were.
If you ever have seen Vegas' stadium, no, I'm not talking about the Coliseum. I'm talking about the new stadium in Vegas.
It
looks like a toilet bowl. It looks like a shiny black porcelain toilet bowl.
Maybe there's like a
screen on the TV. That thing looked bigger than the one in Dallas. That thing looks ridiculous, redonkulous.
It's way tinier. I don't know what you're
I'm
talking
saying the whole stadium looks completely magnificent. Like
they have a psychotic owner, and the home field advantage is that you have fans coming onto the field to try to fight you, because that's what Oakland or Las Vegas Raiders fans do. I don't know, man.
There's got to be something with gambling. There's got to be something. It's going to be like,
Vegas doesn't have a home field advantage. Neither does the Chargers. Let's get that straight either. All right, so when the Chargers played in San Diego, we called Qualcomm Stadium Mile High West because of how orange the stadium would get when the Broncos would come to town. All right. It's crazy. All right, so Matt says Seattle's and Denver's are solid advantages. Matt has done a nice job over the last few years implementing real life fatigue, so the altitude is going to be interesting. I like it. All right, so okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let you guys talk. All right, so go ahead, Vic. You start us off. What are the team home field advantages are you looking forward to?
Snap. I think Arizona's got to have something with their heat, man. I mean, you already know based off where you're at. I think there's got to be something where it's like, you're
but they play inside though,
and your running back just like passes out or something.
Yeah, but they play inside though. I mean, they're in a enclosed state. Well, I guess they can open up that stadium.
So now you're in a microwave.
Yeah. So maybe the Raiders fans will be able to stab the other fans.
I see that.
Okay. The heat. Yeah, definitely. I think the heat is going to be a factor in some of the stadiums. I think that'll be like Miami, Jacksonville. Like, I'm sure it gets pretty nasty down there for heat wise. You see some of the on-field thermometers and stuff like that. They're over 100 degrees in some of those stadiums.
Yeah.
Minnesota, freezing.
But they're inside again. That's another inside.
They got a dome.
Well, the Giants, sure. The Giants, you can have, cold cold temperature in the Giant Stadium. Pittsburgh, another cold stadium.
I mean, Pittsburgh is always going to be cold there. It's going to be a tough game there. You're going to be at Pittsburgh. It's going to be tough.
Okay.
The Birds.
Foxborough. That'll be an interesting one. I don't know what their home field advantage is. Maybe they have a bunch of old drunk Boston guys coming out onto the field, and you got to beat up Mark Wahlberg or something.
No, their cameraman who records everybody practicing just runs on the field.
That is the home field advantage. They know what play you're going to play before you snap the ball, because they know what your play is going to be. Maybe that's what New England is.
I just see what Baltimore's is.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I think Baltimore's going to be pretty good.
They recite Edgar Allan Poe prior to the game. I don't know.
That's scary right there. And you
have a fear, and you're like, the pressure's on, and you're like, oh my gosh.
You just start hearing the linebackers yelling at you, never more.
And then you got Ray Lewis. Then you got Ray Lewis just coming out just doing his dance and everything.
Oh my God.
Doing his bird dance. Oh shoot.
Oh, that's a good one. Green Bay. Green Bay would likely be the freeze. All right.
True.
Matt and my another Facebook user, the Frozen Tundra, Green Bay. Yeah, no, I think Green Bay would be a tough place to play in, even on Madden. All right. All right. Enough about Madden. I think we have no idea. Denver, I think they have the best home field advantage there is. And like I said, Seattle, I think those are the only two teams that I really give any type of home field advantage to. All right. Let's talk about Hard Knocks and the Broncos not getting selected. I was actually hoping the Broncos would get selected, kind of, sort of. Look, it's a double-edged sword. Don't want the Broncos to be selected because that means you suck. All right, you're on Hard Knocks, you suck. That's just what it is. Look at all the teams that have been on there: the Raiders, Jaguars. Those are the only teams that I can remember right now.
Browns.
They're on there every year. Oh, the Browns. Anyways, besides that, they selected the Cowboys. You know, I was like I said, the reason why I was excited about the Broncos, we were going to get that inside look on the quarterback battle between Bridgewater and Locke. All right. Now we're not going to get that look. That's not what we're going to be able to see. We're not going to be able to see how Vaughn's progress is, and we're not going to be able to see how Sutton's doing coming back. And I was really looking forward to seeing how PS2's progress was over the course of training camp. So, like I said, we're not going to be able to see that. That's not who they selected. They chose the Cowboys. Now, that's an interesting pick. Again, another team that sucks. Cowboys, I'm okay with it. Sure, that just solidifies that how much the Cowboys suck. But it's going to be interesting to see how Prescott comes back this year. Yep. So, Vic, walk me through this one. Tell me what you're thinking with this whole dynamic of Prescott. Matt, I want to hear your take on Zeke and what's going on with him. So just sit there, think about that for a second, and then Vic, give me the rundown on Prescott real quick.
All right, obviously, like you said, we don't get that inside with the Broncos. I kind of like that they chose the Cowboys specifically just to kind of see where Prescott's at with his healing, his injury, all that kind of stuff. Because I mean, he's similar to kind of what Alex Smith went through, right? And he just signed his big contract, his big deal. So it kind of gives you a little bit of insight to see how he works with his receivers and how well he's healing. Because that could be a big factor. I mean, you no longer have Andy Dalton as a backup to jump in there and kind of take control if you were to go down again or if you can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So I think it's really going to show, how hard this guy works on the offseason with his rehab and with his receivers. It's something I would like to see because I didn't really get to see. We saw the comeback with Alex Smith, the division win and all that stuff, and he still got let go and ended up retiring. It's interesting to see with the big contract in play, will he be able to come back and be that same, as they label him, elite quarterback that they expect him to be on, day one.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with you. I agree with that take. It'll be interesting to see how Prescott comes back and if he returns to his elite form, I don't know if he's really an elite quarterback. He's definitely a good quarterback. I'm not going to take anything away from Prescott on that as far as that goes. But elite, that's kind of a big word for him right now because he hasn't really done anything. He led, I think he's led the Cowboys back to the playoffs, but not actually won a playoff game. So I'm not a Dallas fan, so I can't really give you any statistics or anything like that. I'm interested to see how Zeke comes back with Prescott coming in. So, Matt, what are you thinking on Zeke?
I think Zeke is he's gonna be ready to go. I think his biggest bugaboo, and I think that's with any Cowboy that's seen the Zeke play, is his fumbling. His fumbling has been atrocious. I think it's been the most for a running back since he got in the league, I believe. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
But
he had a couple pretty bad seasons with that.
Yeah. His high
fantasy player.
Oh yeah, but I mean the crazy thing about it, his fantasy stock hasn't suffered at all.
No,
so
they still. Well, I mean, because he's still crushing it with the yardage.
Yeah, he's still crushing it with the yardage. But it's with him. I think I don't know if he did any work with Tiki Barber, but once Tiki Barber was messing and fumbling around, high and tight, he never did that thing again. So I mean, I think that's the only thing he's probably been working on a lot. Obviously, he can work on his footwork, his ladders, obviously attention to detail when he's in the backfield, just little things like that. But Zeke, he does things good, and he's gonna lean forward for those Cowboy fans, and I believe they're gonna lean on him a lot more. I think Dak, like you said, I'm just put point on Dak's spot. Dak, he has a lot to prove, especially with that contract. They were going back and forth with that thing, and I was like, gosh, and
yeah, I mean, he got paid. He got paid.
He got the bog, like straight up. So, they're down here in Mississippi State. I'm in Memphis, but there's a lot of Mississippi State fans that love Dak. I'm a fan of Dak. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I am a fan of Dak. So it's very going to be good to see him and Zeke tear it up this year.
Okay. Real quick, when I'm done talking about the Cowboys. Really, honestly, I hate just thinking Cowboys. Anyways, but real quick on this, since we're already talking about it, Hard Knocks and the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy, hot seat or not? Do you think he survives the year regardless of what happens?
He survives. He survives.
Okay. And Vic, what are you thinking?
I think he's okay for now.
I think he gets one more year at least. Hard Knocks it is what it is. Jerry Jones is a little crazy when he makes decisions. Like he's all over the place. Like, hey, I love you, I'd hate you. I love you, I hate you. I love you, I hate you. So, but I also Jerry Jones doesn't look like he's wrong. So I think he'll give him another year regardless of whatever happens. All right. Enough about the Cowboys. Matt has a question here for us, and we're like already 3 minutes over our normal time. So, hey, thank you all for continuing to watch. We love this. Continue to like, share, subscribe to our pages. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We have 3 different YouTube channels that we broadcast to. We have 2 different Facebook channels that we broadcast to, and we have 1 Twitch that we're broadcasting to right now. We're going to get another Twitch page that we broadcast to as well. And this is just to build up as many fans as we can for the Rocky Mountain Sports Report and for us here at the 5280 Zone. So, hey, I really big thank you to all of you all that have been tuning in and out of the show. Like I said, we got a few more topics to talk about. We got about 3 more topics to go through and get through. So, a little bit longer of a show. Like I said, we weren't here last week, so we want to have this interaction with fans and the interaction with the different things that are going on. Like I said, a little bit over our show. Apologize. I know everybody wants to go out. It's a Friday night. They're getting ready for Independence Day weekend, all that good stuff, and we'll go over that too. So thank you for continuing to join in while you're getting ready to go out, hit the clubs, or do whatever. Because I know that the clubs and the bars are opening back up, and because of COVID is kind of dwindling down a little bit. But we got a question here from Matt. Who do you think the top 5 quarterbacks are in terms of rating? According to Matt, not according to me, Mahomes is number 1 right now. Who's 2 through 5? We'll go ahead and start, and we'll keep the Mahomes rating at number 1. Who's 2 through 5? Vic, give me your top 5. Ready, go.
Shoot. I mean, Mahomes is definitely in there. I hate to say it. Brady's in there. Rodgers in there. Shoot, what is that? 3, 4? I need 2
It's
more.
3 right now. That's why I need 2
Uh,
more.
honestly, just looking at what he's done so far, I'm gonna say borderline 5, 6 would possibly. I could possibly see Herbert.
Okay.
And I think my last guy, I gotta throw Tannehill up there.
Tannehill. Okay.
I like his gameplay and his. I mean, his stats speak for themselves. The guy's got a rocket arm. I'm gonna say Tannehill.
Okay. Matt, top 5 quarterbacks with Mahomes being number 1. Matt.
Top 5 is gonna have to be. I'm gonna have to put Brady right behind him.
Okay.
I got Lamar Jackson right behind Brady. Behind Jackson, man, this is gonna be tough. You said Herbert, and when Herbert went through that, he went through a tough season, but he bowed it out. Even though the Chargers didn't have a good looking record, they started off really nice, and I liked Herbert. I'm gonna have to put Herbert at 4.
Okay.
And number 5, I love Tannehill, man. I do. A lot of people are not going to give him that credit just because of that defense and the run game. That play action set it up, and I don't think a lot of people are just going to give him that credit that he deserves. They could forget Tannehill played receiver in college, so this dude, he may be a little bit. They lost a little step. He's still a mobile quarterback. He can do those things, but those are going to be my 5 right there, just to look for the season.
All right, so
hold on, and let me not forget. I'm gonna put Kyler in there at number 5 as well. Tied with Kyler, and he has a cast that is supportive. He is ready to go. Like he is ready to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but he's ready to go.
Okay.
He has the defense and he has the weapons. They have AJ Green. They got DeAndre Hopkins. They got receivers. Kyler is a sleeper. He is the sleeper.
Okay. Hey, that's why we all have our own opinions. Not fact. Matt doesn't know what he's talking about. That's what it is. It's okay. I'm just messing with you, Matt. All right. Regardless of what Matt Stefero says, Mahomes is not number 1. I'm not going to give Mahomes number 1. That's not going to happen. Tom Brady number 1. Tom Brady number 1. Until he's beat, Tom Brady is number 1. All right. Mahomes, I have to give Mahomes number 2. That's where it is right now. Unfortunately, for me, Mahomes is still in the top 5. Well, unfortunately for us as Denver fans, Mahomes is up there. All right. We got to beat him, and Vaughn better come back with a vengeance this year and just crush his soul. All right. So Mahomes number 2. Number 3 is going to be this is tough for me. All right, number 3, I'm gonna go with Josh Allen. All right, I think that
I forgot about him.
Josh Allen had a cannon this year, and he did great. He led the Bills. The Bills. We haven't talked about the Bills in forever, all the way up, and he did some great things for Buffalo. All right, so Josh Allen is my number 3 right now. Wilson number 4, and number 5. I'm gonna round it out with Rodgers. Rodgers MVP of the league last year. He should be higher on this list. I think he's in. He could be number 3 for me too. But that's kind of where. So I take that back. All right, Brady. We're gonna go Mahomes number 2. Number 3, I'm still going with Josh Allen. Number 4 will be Rodgers, and number 5 will be Wilson. That's who I got. All right.
No Murray.
Drew Lock.
I hope Drew Lock's in is number 1 next year. We'll be having this conversation again next year before the season again, and be like, yeah, after Drew Lock's Super Bowl win for us, that's the conversation I want to have. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Matt, I don't want your comments about your flogging, okay? So just leave Lock alone. Let him do his thing. Give him some time. Goodness. All right. Apparently Vic just wants to go and hide. I don't know what he was doing. All right. Yeah. Big thing. Facebook user, he should be 2. I don't know who I'm assuming he's referring to Aaron Rodgers.
There you go.
He was winning without any support or superior players.
Lock in.
Matt, with his lock 29 to 32 in terms of rating, is my guess. And that's why it's your guess, Matt. It's just yours. All right. Mahomes does have a big supporting cast around him. Well, he did last year, but this year it's going to be really interesting to see how Mahomes does with an entirely different offensive line. But you know, they got rid of his entire line. So is the protection going to be there? Is Mahomes going to still be able to perform if the pressure is really on him? If that line isn't able to keep him upright? All right, it's going to be interesting to see. Sure. All right. Enough about all these other teams. Enough about all these other sports and Madden and all this other stuff. Let's get into the nitty gritty and let's talk Broncos football right now. All right. So Broncos secondary. We got to talk about this. All right. They were rated like number 2 a couple weeks ago, that they're the most exciting defense to be checking out this year. And I agree. The secondary was going to be the most exciting secondary to be checking out this year, or the second most exciting. But I look now this week, they're coming out with reports that the defense is going to be like number 1, not just the secondary. But we're going to hit the secondary first. And they got some different players on the team this year, and it's going to be a very competitive training camp to see who's going to be taking those starting spots. So Vic, who do you think? Give me your starters for the secondary this season.
First off, I gotta go with Bryce Callahan. I feel like he already earned his spot. He solidified it this last season. You know, couple seasons, you know, with us, he was injured on and off the injured reserve. He came out last season and just started smacking everybody, interceptions, and just making plays. That guy, to me, is a day 1 starter. He earned his pay, and he's starting for me.
I agree with
that. Kyle Fuller.
Okay.
Automatic. He's starting.
We'll see.
Ojemudia, I don't see it. Ojemudia can take a couple snaps, whatever. I want to see him on special teams. I want to see him running down and making a hit, because
definitely a special teams player.
I think Ojemudia is a special team guy. My biggest dilemma is I don't know enough or have seen enough tape on Ronald Darby, and I know he's not an average Joe kind of guy. But my biggest question is Darby or PS2, based off of, you know, how training camp and everything's going, because I feel like either way, both of them are ready to make an immediate impact. I just don't know who's going to get the starting job.
And I'm in the boat. I'm in the same boat with you right there. I don't know. So I think that Darby will get the start over Kyle Fuller, maybe because Kyle Fuller does have some relationship with Vic. And so I think that's why I agree with you that Kyle Fuller will have he will 100% have one of the starting jobs to start the season off. But by the end of the season, I don't know. Darby, if he can stay healthy, Darby's a really solid player. But I agree with you about PS2. You know, if he comes on strong, even though he's the rookie, do we start him over the vets? And I think that's what will happen. I would assume that you want to put the best player out there for the team. And Ojemudia, again, I agree. He's going to play some. He probably will play some nickel, and he will, because they kind of rotated him in and out of that spot a couple times last year. He didn't do great in the nickel, but I would assume that they would probably try to push him back into that spot a couple times. And then, but really, I think Ojemudia right now is a special teams player. He took some punt returns for us last year and did some good things there. But Matt, what are you thinking? You as the receiver, what is the number 1 and 2 cornerback that you would not want to line up against out of those guys? You're muted there, Matt.
Sorry there, guys.
Okay, it's okay.
I do like Bryce. You know, Bryce is long and lanky, and you know, he challenges those guys better. I think he'll do it better for Cortland Sutton. You know, he's gonna get pressed a lot, and I don't care what nobody says. He is gonna be tested. He's gonna be really tested this year. Obviously, I think Corden and Jerry is gonna be our number 1s and number 2. We're not solidified on one guy right now. I don't believe. Our number 3 guy, is going to be probably, I want to say Deshaun Hamilton. I know we probably need a slot guy in there, but we
Oh,
gonna have.
you changed the topic on me there, Matt. I was talking about we're talking about corners right now. Which
Oh,
corners
just
do you want to
okay,
face?
hey, Bradley Roby on all this stuff. I'm sorry, the kids are just going crazy in here.
You're good.
But I
Well,
do like
Roby's with the Texans.
You said what?
Roby's with the Texans. Not
Is he
with
with
us.
the Texans?
Yeah. He
I think
left
I think it means Darby.
Darby. You meant
Yeah,
Darby.
Darby. Ronald Darby.
Okay.
Yeah. Ronald Darby and Justin Simmons. Obviously, he's going to be in that free safety role. Keeping those guys protected back there. I think those guys are going to be lined up for a real good season. I think those things are going to fall in place for them, especially when the ball's in the air. Tip drills are going to happen. That communication on the outside, they're going to be good. Lockdown corners for sure. I think we'll have some of the best aerial stoppers in the league this year, just because of I think how our receivers are. Our receivers are itching to get back. We didn't have the best pass. I think we had the worst passing game this past year. I think we did.
I think we're like 30. Yeah, not great.
It wasn't good at all.
31.
They're itching to get back. They're iron sharpens iron right now. So both the corners and the wide receivers are going to be ready to roll.
Yeah. So Facebook user here is saying, I think we see all new sets. Fangio is an innovator, and I think we might see some 4 DB sets with PS2 dropping down in a linebacker type slot covering the tight end. I can see that. I definitely can see that. PS2 has the size. I think that he'll be able to fit into that role and be able to cover the tight ends. And that was one of our big weaknesses last year, was being able to cover the tight end, going up against like Travis Kelce and things like that. And Waller from the Raiders. Those are things that were, and Hunter Henry from the Chargers at the time. Hunter Henry, he's up at New England now. But those are things that were killing us last season. Killing us at that tight end position. So if PS2 can fill into that role and really stop those tight end attacks across the middle, I think that would be really helpful for us. I think that our defensive backs, for one, they're going to be really, really good coming out of training camp, because they're going to be going against some of the best receivers in the NFL. And then our receivers going against that caliber of defense is going to be, just like Matt said, iron sharpens iron there, is going to really make a difference for our players coming out of the offseason. So I'm really excited to see the passing game. And, hopefully either whether it's Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock, whoever it is, I really hope they take advantage of how hard those receivers are going to be working against some of the best secondary all camp. And then the same thing with the secondary being able to work against some of those great receivers, with Cortland Sutton coming really coming up and starting to be his own, and seeing Jerry Jeudy and even Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick did some great stuff for us last year when Sutton went down. He really became that veteran presence. And even seeing
KJ
Hamler, and we have an awesome receiving core. I'm really excited to see what we can do. And that's why it's really difficult for us, because our offense, or our quarterback, doesn't have an excuse. Look at those receivers that you have. Those dudes are animals. They're going to be all over the field, chasing the ball down, and making sure that they become open so that they can make plays. So hopefully our quarterbacks do that. All right. We're going to stick on this defensive topic real quick. Vaughn, what does he need to do to become the defensive player of the year, Vic?
He needs to be Von Miller. He needs to come back. Hopefully he's 100% ready to go, healthy, and just attack, anything that's in sight. I mean, he's done it before. He's been a monster. And for him to keep that name and just, if he wants defensive player of the year, he's done it before, and he's just got to go after it, man. He's got to be 100% healthy, make the right decisions, be careful when he's doing his training off sites and stuff like that, because you see many times where these guys do their own workouts and they get injured on their own, and that just messes it up for the team.
Yeah, no, I agree. So one of the things that I think with Vaughn that is going to be kind of a key thing is Bradley Chubb. I think Bradley Chubb really needs to step up his game this next season, so that Vaughn is able to not have a double team on him every single play of the game. So if Bradley's able to push it and push that tempo, and having Shelby Harris come up the middle and cause some havoc as well, I think that's what's really going to be the key, is how much the other two players are being able to take off some of that double team off Vaughn, because in some of those games they're double triple teaming them. 3 people on one player is a lot for any person. So I think that's going to be a big thing. Matt, what do you think is going to be the biggest key to Vaughn coming back and having a defensive player of the year type season?
For him to come back, be that defensive player, I mean, this is going to take the relentlessness of being the best. I mean, that mindset is just going to have to set in. He's, what is he, 31, 32?
I think he's a little bit older than that. I think he's like mid-30s almost now, getting ready.
I mean,
33, 34.
The last time I seen a defensive player like this, trying to, be top tier MVP again. Oh man, maybe what was it, Charles Woodson, or man, it's going to be hard to get back to it. And for a pass rusher, most definitely, those guys,
I mean, they take a beating every game.
Every game, man, and they're twisting and turning, like they're contorting their body, and their knees are, they're taking poundings, like you said. So, for them to be able to, actually be able to withstand that beating throughout the whole season is really going to have to be the off-season conditioning, and he's going to have to stay conditioning through the season himself. And cold baths are going to have to be imminent. He's going to have to be up early before anybody else. Tape is going to be imminent. He's going to have to watch stuff, learn how to get those niches, and he has to watch film to see what he can do better. He may have to slow it down. He may have to speed it up on the outside, his pass rush. He may have to use his bull rush a little bit more just to get there. His speed may not be there on the outside because he was hurt. So with him being able to lean and stuff, he's going to have to probably take some stuff out of the receiver room, that correlates a lot, from the outside edge rush and everything. But right now, it's all mental. The rest of it is going to be physical for him. I mean, the physical part is going to be easy. Mentally, he's going to have to look at that stuff on film, and he's going to have to know how to actually use that stuff on the field when it becomes game day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that's going to be a big task and a big undertaking by Vaughn, and hopefully he does return to that form. Like I said, we need the rest of the defensive line to kind of step up there and do their piece, whether it's the edge or the interior or whoever. I want to see Vaughn go out there and crush some souls and put some quarterbacks in the dirt. It'll be fun to watch. All right. So another big announcement got announced this past week, and we unfortunately will not be able to reap the benefits of this until 2022, the 2022 season. Alternate helmets are coming back. The Big D is going to be on the sides of those helmets coming for Denver. I mean, we've already have them with the dark blue, but I'm really excited to see that sky blue type color and the brighter orange, and being able to see the Broncos back in some retro outfits, some retro uniforms, and maybe the color rush even being changed up because of the ability to change the helmets. So some of the other teams that are going to be really looking forward to this stuff. Seattle being able to change up, maybe do some silver helmets. Tampa Bay with their creamsicles and some white helmets. The Patriots with their white helmets. So there's a bunch of different things. But also another thing that Vic brought up to me earlier, and one of my favorites. And people can hate on me all they want. You can talk all the stuff that you want to me. It's going to be those yellow mustard Broncos uniforms. I love them. I love the vertical socks. I love the brown helmets. All right. Like I said, you can hate on those jerseys all you want, but those things are unique. And we did great that season with Champ out there and some of the
color quarterback.
Okay, look. We're not talking about all that stuff. I'm talking about Hall of Famers. All right, I'm talking about some good stuff here. Champ Bailey out there going and crushing some people up. All right, those things were fun to watch. Don't be hating on everybody else. Demarius Thomas and stuff, and we're going to talk about him in just a second as well. But you know, are you excited to see these alternate helmets coming back, or just like whatever? We already did this.
I think I'm with you. I like the brown and the yellow. Personally, I like the design. I thought it was, like you said, unique. It's not something that you see every day. I mean,
vertical stripes.
The vertical stripes, yeah, the pinstripes. I mean, and not to mention that's the same colors as our high school, right? I mean,
yeah,
little good.
Maybe that's why I like. Maybe that's why I like it so much.
Little sentiment, yeah. I like it. I like it. It's. I mean, who else has weird ones? I think Green Bay has some weird ones.
Green Bay,
blue and yellow. Ones. But you know which ones?
Steelers.
I was gonna say, you know what I want to see is Tennessee. They're old school Oilers.
Ooh, yeah. That'd be nice.
I'd like to see that one again.
I'd like to see Derrick Henry in that. Julio Jones.
I think that would be nice.
I got a couple for you.
Okay.
The Jets, when they had the dark blue and the gold or yellow or whatever. Those were nice. I like those. I think those were real nice. I'm like, the heck are the Jets wearing? And it just grew on me. And I think they're playing the Eagles the same day, and the Eagles had the light blue and the yellow. And I was like,
I remember that too.
What's going on here? Like it was bizarre. Like the whole game was just bizarre, and I loved it. And it was good. I can't wait to see the alternate uniforms again. This is gonna be nice.
Okay. Another odd one that because it's a team that's rich in history, and this is not me trying to be a jerk or anything like that. This is not me trying to hate on any particular person or anything like that. But what about the Washington football team? Now that they have gotten rid of the previous logo and everything like that, that was part of some of the alternates that they did. They did yellow helmets with the yellow jerseys. Now, are they going to have any alternates at all now that they don't have any of those logos? And when are we going to get a new name for the team other than the Washington football team? They've actually have a following out there, and there's some people that really like the Washington football team. They like that as the name, and they want to keep that as the name. So I know Dan Snyder is actually considering keeping it the Washington football team. But that's one of the weird things is that are we going to be seeing any other alternates for them? Or like I said, this is not me trying to be a jerk or try to say that they should bring back anything. But are we going to see anything new or unique for them?
I don't know. I think you can throw a name in it, the Washington football team Capitals.
So do they just keep the same? I mean, okay, so besides the name, let's just say they keep the Washington football team. Do they just keep the same uniform that they had before, remove the logos, keep the yellow though? Because
maybe it won't be a retro. I mean, alternate can
maybe it'll be different, completely different, like color rush.
Yeah, maybe they do like a color rush for them.
Okay. Interesting to see. So enough about the alternate helmets there. Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the different ones that they can do for the Broncos. I don't know how many jerseys they're going to come out with in one season because of all the different things that there is. Because we have the brown ones, we got the orange helmets, we got the blue helmets, we got the regular Bronco helmets, and then we have the new color rush helmet, and then I think those are the only helmets that we have that I can think about right now. So we have 5 different helmets that we could choose from, and that's not saying anything else that what they could do with any different new color rush uniforms as well. So it'll be interesting to see what other things that they come out with. What's going to be the limits? What are going to be the caps? Are they only going to be limited to 1 helmet a season, or are they going to be able to, or 1 extra alternate helmet a season, or are they going to be able to change up as many helmets as they want? And we could see, I mean, we've been typically seeing the last couple of years, we've 3 alternate games with 3 different jerseys or whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. So it'll be kind of cool to see. And then Matt, real quick for you, Demarius Thomas retiring. I know you're a big receiver fan, and I know that Demarius Thomas was definitely somebody that you definitely looked up to. And he retired a Bronco. He won a Super Bowl with the Broncos. fitting. He's going to be a Ring of Famer eventually. There's not going to be any ifs, ands, or buts about Demaryius being a Ring of Famer. But do you think it was the right time for him?
Hey, if he's, whatever he needs is, is like when you retire from the game early, when you, not saying we don't have that love, but when it's time to hang it up, it's time to hang it up. Even, I mean, luckily, he's not nothing like Brett Favre, waiting on, the watch to come back or whatnot. But with Demaryius, he had he had an awesome career. Unfortunately, I hated, he had to go from other teams for a little bit. But, with Demaryius and what he did, I loved watching him because he actually, to me, he really kind of brought back the tunnel screen, if you ask me. A lot of guys weren't doing the tunnel screen. He did the tunnel screen better than most receivers I've ever seen do it. And he took it to the house most times. So I loved what he did to play the game with.
He really stretched the field.
He stretched it a lot. His run after the catch was unreal. It's unbelievable. And shout out to Demaryius Thomas, man.
Yeah, hey, DT, if you're watching, we'd love to have you on the show. Ask you all kinds of questions. It would be an amazing thing to do. So if anybody knows Demaryius, let him know. We would love to talk to him and sit down and pick his brain about some things. But Vic was bringing up a memory that I think is true for not just Broncos fans, but like for the entire NFL. And when they originally changed that rule for the overtime rules, and how you could end a game as long as you scored on the first drive of the series.
Yeah.
And going back to another infamous, I don't know how you would put it, Tim Tebow, aka the new tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But that moment in Broncos history of bringing us back and getting a Super Bowl win, or I'm sorry, I wish it was a Super Bowl win, a big time win against the Pittsburgh Steelers and advancing us to the next round. I think that was a real pinnacle moment in Broncos history, and is a pinnacle moment for Demaryius Thomas himself and the things that he did for our team. Over the seasons, he was a big factor in that 2013 season when Peyton Manning scored all those records. 2013, and then he also helped us go back 2 years later and win Super Bowl 50. So it was a really big. He was a really big piece of the Broncos for a really long time, and I'm really happy for you, DT. And we will. We're going to go ahead and end our show there. Thanks, guys, for joining me again. I know that I kept us over for a really long time tonight, but I'm really happy that all of you tuned in. Please continue to like, share, and comment on our page and provide any context that you possibly can. Or any questions or anything like that, hit us up in the DMs. And if you are interested in joining us on the show for a show, let me know. Send us a DM, and we're excited to have you on there and talk with you all. We missed Cruz G this week, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing him next week. Stay tuned. We'll do a better job of advertising when our show is going to be. We had like I said, we've been having kind of a crazy last couple weeks, and we all have jobs, so bear with us on some of that stuff, and hopefully we don't have to miss any more weeks. But looking forward to hearing from you all. Please hit us up. And big thank you to our sponsors, Stoke D Fire, your barbecue experts since 2020, the barbecue superstore out in Loveland for all of your barbecue and grilling needs. So make sure you check them out. And another big shout out to our new sponsor, Chavez Customs LLC. You can reach them at 720-280-0064 and follow them on all the major social media platforms at Trina Chavez. And they are going to be providing us our new content for the show, or not new content, new gear for us on our show. Some new stuff, and be on the lookout for us. We're gonna get with Matt Stafaro and get some of our 5280 zone merch out there, and we'd love to see you all in it. And we can't wait for us to be in it. So we're gonna get that worked out, and you'll be seeing with us with some of that merch here in the next couple weeks. So again, Thank you all for showing up and joining us for this last hour and 34 minutes. And we look forward to seeing you next week. And if you guys have any questions between now and then, hit us up. All right. Thank you so much. You are now exiting the 5280 zone.